How's it going, guys? Hope you're all doing well. It's a little cold out today, if you couldn't tell by, well, it's probably hard to see, but the frost that's on everything. Not so much this truck because I've been driving, but it's a little cold out. But nonetheless, we're going to proceed with today's shenanigans. And if you could not tell by the title of the video, we are going to be installing the 3-inch leveling kit by MotoFab. I have owned a couple of the MotoFab leveling kits before. They're very inexpensive and they're good quality, so that's why we went with that with this one. Now, I haven't, on my 2016, like this one, I did a 2.5-inch leveling kit, but like I said, we're going with the 3-inch. And from what I understand, MotoFab leveling kits actually run a little bit bigger, as in, like it says 3-inch, but it'll lift it 4 inches because, if I'm correct, Chase over there on LMF's crew, that channel, he did a 3-inch leveling kit by MotoFab on his 2018, like mine, and it lifted it up about a good 4 inches. And when I did the 2.5-inch leveling kit on my 2016, it raised it up. I didn't do measurements or anything, but I think it lifted up more than 2.5 inches. So we'll just have to see with this guy. We'll get our measurements beforehand and everything. I've owned the truck now for about 2 months, and it's been a great truck, but this nosediving stuff, it just ain't for me. If you saw one of my previous videos where I pulled the rear blocks out, it helped out some, but it definitely was not enough. So, and of course, depending on how much difference it is with the front end up compared to the rear end will dictate if we put the blocks back in. So with that being said, let me go ahead and show y'all what we're working with. All right, so we got our blocks right here, and we got our heavy duty control arms all through MotoFab. And I did not know that apparently the 2016s specifically, even though 16 through 18s all the same body style, whatever, same front end, apparently the 2016s had 2 different types of upper control arms. And 17 through 18 had they only offered one type of control arm in the 1500s. So we're just going to have to see. Hopefully we don't have any issues with these. I know when I did the 2.5-inch on my 2016, I actually ended up buying the wrong upper control arms and ended up breaking one of the ball joints, one of the threads in the process. But when going through the search results for my particular truck, my 17, it only offered these. So hopefully we don't have any issues. But I'm gonna take these out. Now they did offer Moog ball joints, which I did not end up getting, just because it was an extra 45 bucks. But I mean, I don't think there'll be any issues with the MotoFab ball joints. They come pre-greased, so that's always a plus. Yeah, so got our heavy duty control arms to account for the new angles that we're going to be having with this leveling kit, and whichever way this box opens. I'm trying to do everything one-handed here. I already went ahead and pre-inspected everything, but yep. So got a 3-inch fella right here. Now, I'm going to go ahead, get our measurements, and then I'm going to do one side off camera so I can refamiliarize myself with everything and see if there's going to be any hiccups before, you know, having to deal with that being all on camera. Don't want to have to deal with everything or all the surprises while trying to shoot. So go ahead and iron out all the unexpected things off camera, and then whenever I get familiarized and get my bearings and everything, record that side. But get our, hopefully, last look of it sitting relatively factory, you know, to exclude the blocks being out the back. I swear, if there was any body style that I had to take and had to leave it factory and could never do anything to it, it would definitely be this body style. specifically, you know, the 16 through 18s. It just looks so good, man. That front end looks like it'll bite you, dude. All right, let's go and get our measurements. We're pretty much sitting right at 36 inches from the bottom of the tire to the fender. Pretty much the same case on the passenger side. Go ahead and take into the account that the driveway is not even, so we're sitting at pretty much 36 inches or a smidge over 36 inches on both sides of the truck. So we're gonna go ahead and guess that we're gonna be sitting at a little over 39 inches on both sides. But like I said, Chase, when he did this to his, the 3-inch leveling kit, he was sitting at 4 inches taller. So we will just have to see. I will catch up with y'all once I get one of the sides done, and then I can show y'all how to tackle this on your own if you choose to do so. All right, guys, a couple hours later, and we finally got the driver's side done. I cannot deny it was a pain in the ass. So even when we go over there and tackle the passenger side, y'all gonna have to bear with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the tire back on, or wheel me, and then we'll jump onto the passenger side. All right, try to make this as quick as I can, and I do apologize if my phone just randomly dies. All right. Okay, to start off, we're gonna go ahead and take this bracket off, the upper control arm and the spindle. It'll be 2 10 mils. Want to take off the caliper as well. That'll be 2 19 mils. There's little plastic little trees, the Christmas trees, that are holding the ABS line to the frame. Go ahead and take those out too. We'll do some tension. Okay. Start with all the easy stuff. You can go ahead and take apart. Go ahead and take off your tie rod end link. It's a 21. I am a genius, I think. Let me go ahead and give this a smack. Pretty sure my neighbors hate me because I spent, I think, like a whole hour beating on this upper control arm on the other side. That's loose. Go ahead and loosen up our upper control arm. That nut will be an 18. We're going to go ahead and smack the side of the spindle and try to free up the upper control arm. If it looks like it's going to take a lot longer than I anticipate, which it took a long time on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and cut the camera, work on that till I can get it free. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. All right, got the upper control arm loose from the spindle. Took a beating the piss out of the spindle like it owed me money, and then taking this here torch to the underside of the housing, or not the housing, but underside of the spindle where the nut is, to I guess just to help break it up. Trick my dad taught me, and it works wonders. Wish the other side was that easy, and I'd probably still have a good control arm on that for that side, but oh well. Moving on to the sway bar link. 2 15s, one on the top, one on the bottom. F3. That hoe was in there, son. This next guy, we're gonna be removing the bolts and the nuts from the shock or the strut. 15s on the bottom. The 3 nuts on the top are all going to be 18s. Now, we got the majority of everything taken apart. Now we're going to put our jack under the lower control arm in support of everything before we take the nut off the upper control arm. All right, guys, sorry, I apologize. My phone died on me as expected, but we went ahead and took the upper control arm off as well as the shock out. For the bolt and the nut on each side of the upper control arm, that's gonna be a 21 mil. I just used my breaker bar and my 1/2 inch ratchet to get that out. But now we get to the spacer piece. Here, take these guys, put them in like this. 5/16. Our shock head and match it up. These guys, they are 17s. This is when things get a little tricky. Now, after we put the spacer on the strut, we're gonna have to pretty much turn it 180 degrees from how it comes out, which I currently already have it, but just for y'all's essay, I had to let y'all know. So I did end up popping the strut back out of the top just so I can free up some space for the upper control arms. I was able to do it on the other side without having to take the, with the shock in it, I mean, but this side said, no thank you. right, guys, I got the passenger side done, and the leveling kit is finally complete. Go ahead, put the tire back on, clean up some things, clean myself more importantly, and then I will see y'all for the reveal. Everybody, we are done, and I gotta say that I like it. I like it a lot. It is definitely a good bit higher than the front, but compared to the back, it's I don't think it's that bad. Y'all let me know down below. I don't think it's that bad. I may put the blocks back in it after a while anyways, but I don't mind it. I think it looks aggressive. Got a little bit of a lean to her. Help give this this truck a little bit more stance, and we finish right at sundown, so we just can get the best shots. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh yeah. Now, obviously, it looks like it's lacking in the wheel department there, but we do have a set of wheels just for this truck that I bought specifically for this truck. So just have to wait for the right time. I've been very patient on not putting them on, waiting for all the right things. Man, this thing just looks, it's just nice. It's real nice. But now we gotta go and get our measurements. Before the lift, of course, I expect this to settle a little bit more after a while. I don't know how flat this ground is, but I know we were sitting a smidge over 36, and right now we're sitting at pretty much just at 39.5 inches. And that's pretty much the same case on this side as well. So yeah, I'd say it was a pretty even 3 inches, maybe just a smidge over 3, and it honestly could settle just over time with just riding. But obviously I put this lift kit or leveling kit, depending on how you look at it, on a relatively used truck. Truck's got 134,000 miles. It's all factory suspension, you know, outside of what we installed today. So we'll just have to see how long these factory shocks last, because usually like these leveling kits with just the little strut spacers on top wear out shocks, and a little bit faster just because it affects the up travel, I think. At least that's how it was explained to me. Vice, a loaded strut assembly that has the lift made into it, which we didn't go with, and obviously I didn't go with it purely because we're on somewhat of a budget. But replacement shocks are a hell of a lot cheaper than a whole new strut assembly, which we may have to do in the future, and when that happens, I'll definitely make sure to record it. And yeah. Now, and honestly, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like it's that bad out of alignment. Now, of course, I'm going to be getting an alignment like ASAP, because I don't trust riding around on it as it is. Maybe this wheel's a little bit more inward at the bottom, but for the most part, it's not terribly noticeable. Now, as I said, I'm going to get an alignment probably tomorrow, and have to cry. I spend probably over $100 because I'm getting an alignment with a lift kit, so to speak. So either way, I think the truck looks a million times better, but y'all go ahead and let me know down below. Maybe y'all think it's a little too much. Maybe it needs the blocks in the rear. Just let me know what you think. And let me know if now, if this video helped you out with your installation, or maybe now you're considering getting a MotoFab kit, or maybe you were considering before but just didn't know. So, but yeah, guys, go and leave a like, comment down below, and that'll be it for this one. Peace.